Hi, ladies. Welcome back to Style Your Dreams. I am so happy to be with you. Wow, it's been a minute and a lot's happened in my world since we were together. So I'll just fill you in really briefly, and then I have an important conversation that I think will make a huge difference for you today. So, since the last time we talked, I closed my business of 22 years, and that was a real turning point for me, and also a bit of a struggle from the sense of it was who I knew myself to be for 22 years. And there was a lot of emotion in that, a lot of, thanking clients, a lot of doing the right thing, a lot of closing things, a lot of, looking to see what needs to happen. And then physically moving everything out of my studio space that I loved for 10 years. And it was so gorgeous. And moving to my home. So this is my first recording in my home office, which I'm still remodeling. And don't worry, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll get the glaring down. There's some glaring going on. But I'm loving the natural light in here, and I'm loving the vibe. And I'm so excited about this next chapter. So that's what's been going on with me. And just because you hear my enthusiasm and excitement does not mean that I didn't deal with some really tough times in the past couple weeks, because I did. I cried a lot. I mean, I remember when we were leaving the space, Stella and I were hugging each other and crying. And she's like, "Mommy, I grew up here." Because she was 1.5 when I moved my business into that particular space. And my business has been around way longer than she has. So lots and lots of emotions. And if you know me at all, I am a do type of person, which brings us into the conversation today. So I'm a get her done kind of gal. I'm a do. I never sit still. It takes like an act of God to make me sit down and do nothing. That's just not one of my MOs. Funny story. I went to get a Ralphing treatment yesterday for the first time. I don't know if you know what that is or not, but I had this amazing massage at this spa this resort we were staying at over Thanksgiving. And this massage therapist who gave me this most incredible body treatment, it was called the vagus nerve massage, which I thought, yes, I need my vagus nerve worked on after all of this stress of closing the business, the emotional stress, the physical stress, all of the stress. So I had this incredible massage. And at the end, she told me, you should really see a Ralpher, because I was starting to kind of, my shoulders were starting to kind of go forward a little bit. I promise this will end up somewhere. But a couple of things. I found this Ralpher that I really resonated with online, and I went to see him. And then, of course, I walked into his home office, and there were crystals everywhere. And I thought, oh, this is totally my person. So, and we were talking in the first 5 minutes or so ago, and he's like, "Wow, like you are really high energy." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "How does that work for you?" And the truth is, it works for me. I love and I thrive being in this high vibe state. And I don't often calm down. I mean, I hit the ground running. I'm someone who it's time to wake up and I jump out of bed. I do not lay there and snooze and relax into my day. I think I pause for 30 seconds to tell God how grateful I am for this day and everything that will happen in this day. And then I'm out of bed and on to things. So I have 2 modes. They are stop and go. And that's that. So anyways, funny that he brought that up. I'll get back to my story about the Ralpher, but here's something that I've noticed and I've been trying to really work on in this transition, which I think is valuable for everyone listening. So I've been having a clear intention on creating space. So what's that mean? It means so many different things. I've been working to create space on the physical level, on the emotional level, on the spiritual level, on all the levels. So how does that look for me? Because I think this conversation is completely valuable for you, really anytime in life, but also if you're going through any kind of transition or stress, really, anytime you're under stress, where we could start is creating space. So before I moved my office home, I started selling a bunch of stuff. I started selling stuff from the studio, but I also sold stuff in my house because of where my office is and it overlooks my sitting area. And I didn't like that. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to get rid of everything and start fresh, which felt so spacious for me. So I started selling things and then started to look at things and say, if I don't love it, it needs to go because I want to love every single thing in my environment so that I can produce the best work for you, the best content, the best courses, the best information, the best everything so that you can learn and grow. And I'll be that guinea pig any day. So I started with my physical space, creating space. And then I started creating space in my mind. So I've been doing more meditation and more journaling and going deeper and deeper into the depths of my soul, myself. Slowing things down a little to really look at what's important to me and who I am and what is this next chapter for me. So although I've already started this next chapter, I'm taking a pause and I decided I'm only going to do things when I'm called to from an inspirational standpoint. Now, I know most people do not have that luxury to not work and only do things that inspire them. I get that, but I do. And so rather than jumping into the next thing super fast at lightning speed, like I always do in life, that is my modus operandi. I decided not to do that, which is very difficult for me. But I decided to take a break, to take a rest and create space. I can feel like even as I'm having this conversation with you, I can feel my heart opening up to creating space in this conversation. So I wanted to create space for the next thing that I create, the next magic that comes out of my mouth, that it has a vibration to it that can reach through to you and transform your life. Because I am one to consider myself an energy alchemist. I can shift energy like no one's business in most people's lives in any area, really. So I wanted to give myself space so that the energy can flow through me at a much higher vibration so that I can, again, impact more people, change more lives, all of those things. So I'm creating space in my journaling and my meditation practice and my healing practice. And it feels so good. And I'm giving myself space to be and space to communicate. Because one thing I like to say, I was trained out of this many years ago, is I was trained out of just talking. Everything had to be on purpose. Everything had to have a purpose, a reason, or don't say it. Don't waste my time. And I was in that environment for a long time, enough for it to be ingrained in me. And one of the things I'm working on right now is to create space for me to be and communicate and be me and not worry about what someone's going to think if I'm just me or what happens if I tell that story. And that is giving me a whole nother level of freedom, which is just exquisite, exquisite. Then the third place I'm creating space is not, oh gosh, there's so many places I'm creating space. So I'm not scheduling things. Well, how's that look? It means like the day comes and I look and I see, what do I want to do today? And yes, I have a to-do list, but it's not anything that has to get done immediately. And normally I would like crank through my to-do list, like, and then next week I would literally have nothing to do. But this time I'm like, no, I want to do this at my own pace and trust God and trust the universe to flow through me and tell me what is supposed to happen when, and kind of give up my control. Create more spacious goddess energy to flow through me. And it feels so, so good. The next place I've been creating space, I'm going to go back to my Ralphine story, is with my body. And so I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that taking this step and working from home, I'm going to take better care of my body. Well, how does that look? Well, when I was working in the office every day, I wouldn't stop for lunch. And if I did, I would have like a beef jerky bar or something like that, or a nutrition bar. And I would just keep working and power through. And now that I'm at home, which has a different energy and vibe to it, it's more spacious vibe. Instead, I can make my lunch. I can eat nourishing foods and drink my green drink during the day and take breaks to take my dog for a walk when I want to. So there's that part of my body, but also I am clear that I want to take my body to the next level. So hence why I was at a Ralpher. So it wasn't just because I was having some pains, which I do, just like anyone else, but I'm also like interested in doing things like Pilates or yoga or Ralphing to create literal space in my physique. Space, I don't know how you create space. I feel it, but maybe it's like my vertebrae are creating space or what have you. And let me just tell you, from having my focus be on, this is so fun. I can like watch my neighbors walk their dogs while I'm recording this podcast. My life is good. I'm not going to lie. I have a good life. Check in with me in 6 months. I'm sure I still will. But where was I at? So creating space to open up my heart center and to step into this greatness that I've been called to step into and trust and really surrender, because it's when I create this space that I'm more connected to God. I'm more connected to the universe. I'm more connected to angels. Synchronicities are everywhere. I've been noticing synchronicities. Oh my gosh, they are literally present all day long, nonstop for me. I could be driving. This happened yesterday. I was driving and the mileage in my car, like maybe miles left for my gas tank. I don't know. But there was a number that said 454. And then it was 454 was the time. And I'm like, that is not an accident. Or I see 111 on the clock. And so I get a ton of signs from the universe and from my guardian angels, if you will, from numbers. And it, for me, means you're on the right track. We've got your back. You are doing the exact right thing right now. And it happens more and more and more, the more space I create for myself instead of like hustle bustle. By the way, even if I had a job, because I'm trying to relate this to the average, let's be honest, no one that's listening to this is average, but the normal, you're probably not normal either. So I don't know the word, but the person listening to this that has a job and that can't do a life like I am and take a break. But how could you do it in the moments between your job or taking care of your kids, or in the moments of life where normally you'd go turn on the TV, or maybe you would go, I don't know, do whatever you would do, check social media. By the way, I don't check social media. So I use that time to like listen to an audiobook to help me grow, listen to a course that I've taken before that takes me to the next level, expand my thinking, go for a walk. So these are things, take a bath. That is my newfound love. I always said I wasn't a bath person. And the day after I closed the studio, all I wanted to do was just go take a bath with some salts and yummy essential oils and light some candles, and it was decadent. So I've been taking baths. So these are little things that you can do to create space in your life, to transform your life, to take it to the next level. Because when you can create space, then it creates magic in the universe. So it's been creating all kinds of magic. So even though I'm not doing anything to bring in income right this minute, money is coming in. Money is flowing to me. And people that I haven't talked to in a very long time are like reaching out, and it's amazing what creating space can do for you. So I'm a big advocate. And again, this is something that I've done sporadically in the past, but right now in this chapter of my life, I'm noticing how valuable this actually is to take up space. That could mean physically, that could mean emotionally, that could mean anything it means to you. So I want you to look and see, like, what does that mean for you to create space? And more importantly, what would that provide for you if you did? Because I just got this like sense that mostly in life, we live jammed up. Like you could use your body for an example. Like, there's no room in there. You don't feel like long and lean and whatever. You feel like jammed up. In life, a lot of times we feel jammed up, like we're jammed about money. We're jammed about relationships. We're jammed about whatever. We have a compression. That's how I would describe it. Like we're compressed. We're being pushed in on from all sides all the time. Whew, I just got this visual to like open up your heart and reach your arms super, super wide to the sides. You can go up and down to sort of like a stretch, but like allow space, open up and see what that makes available for you. So you could journal on this. You could just notice it. But I promise you, if you do this work that we're talking about today, in whatever quantity you can do it, it will change your life. And especially this month when it's December and the holidays are here. And I know for me and my family, we have things scheduled nonstop. We're like, we want to go to this show and we want to go to the Nutcracker and we want to go to this concert and we want to go volunteer for this organization and we want to do this. And despite all of that, when I can create space in between these activities, I can be more available and more present with everything that I do, which that is a gift. That for me is a true gift of the holidays. So I would love to hear in your comments. Please, if you like this podcast, how we're going to grow is you telling people about it, you giving us a 5-star review and writing something kind, maybe sharing it on social media with your friends. And my goal in 2025 and now moving on to 2025 is just to impact as many women as I can. I want every single woman, you, the women in your life, the women in their lives, every single woman to love their life and have a sense of freedom and empowerment that they can move mountains. They can change the world. and love themselves at such a deep, profound level. So, and if I can help you, if you want to schedule a one-on-one call with me, you'll see that in the show notes. But create some space for yourself. Enjoy your holidays. And I look forward to seeing you back here. Have a magical day.